Anxious. Part of speech, adjective. Antonyms, calm, relaxed. Synonyms, worried, nervous, uneasy. Examples. She felt anxious about the upcoming exam. His anxious expression betrayed his inner turmoil. The waiting room was filled with anxious patients. Convinced. Part of speech, adjective. Antonyms, doubtful, uncertain. Synonyms, persuaded, assured, certain. Examples. After seeing the evidence, she was convinced of his innocence. He wasn't convinced by their explanation. I'm convinced that we're making the right decision. Recover. Part of speech, verb. Antonyms, deteriorate, decline. Synonyms, heal, recuperate, improve. Examples. She is expected to recover fully from the surgery. The patient is slowly recovering from the illness. It took him several months to recover from the accident. Reluctant. Part of speech, adjective. Antonyms, eager, willing. Synonyms, hesitant, unwilling, resistant. Examples. She was reluctant to accept the job offer. He's always been reluctant to ask for help. Despite his reluctance, he eventually agreed to participate. Exclaim. Part of speech, verb. Antonyms, whisper, mutter. Synonyms, shout, cry out, yell. Examples. Look out, she exclaimed as the car approached. He exclaimed with joy when he heard the news. She couldn't help but exclaim in surprise at the sight. Cling. Part of speech, verb. Antonyms, release, let go. Synonyms, adhere, clutch, hold on. Examples. The wet clothes clung to her body. He clung tightly to the railing as the ship rocked. She clung to the hope that everything would be okay. Depress. Part of speech, verb. Antonyms, cheer, elevate. Synonyms, sadden, discourage, lower. Examples. The news of her failure depressed her deeply. The gray skies seemed to depress Evrion's mood. He was depressed by the constant rejection. Gloomy. Part of speech, adjective. Antonyms, bright, cheerful. Synonyms, dark, dreary, melancholy. Examples. The gloomy weather matched his mood perfectly. She couldn't shake off the feeling of gloomy foreboding. The abandoned house had a gloomy atmosphere. Flutter. Part of speech, verb. Antonyms, still, calm. Synonyms, flat, quiver, tremble. Examples. The leaves fluttered in the breeze. Her heart fluttered with excitement. A butterfly fluttered past us as we walked. Isolated. Part of speech, adjective. Antonyms, connected, integrated. Synonyms, alone, secluded, remote. Examples. The small village was isolated from the rest of the world. He felt isolated and alone in the big city. The island was isolated from the mainland. Wrap. Part of speech, verb. Antonyms, unwrap, unfold. Synonyms, enclose, cover, envelop. Examples. She carefully wrapped the gift in colorful paper. The scarf wrapped around her neck kept her warm. Let's wrap the sandwiches in foil for the picnic. Weird. Part of speech, adjective. Antonyms, normal, typical. Synonyms, strange, odd, unusual. Examples. The strange noise in the attic gave her a weird feeling. He had a weird habit of collecting old toys. The weird painting on the wall fascinated him. Rescue. Part of speech, verb. Antonyms, abandon, endanger. Synonyms, save, deliver, retrieve. Examples. The firefighter rushed in to rescue the trapped cat. She felt grateful to the lifeguard who rescued her from drowning. The search team worked tirelessly to rescue the hikers lost in the mountains. Insecure. Part of speech, adjective. Antonyms: secure, confident. Synonyms: uncertain, unsure, vulnerable. Examples: his insecure demeanor betrayed his lack of confidence. She felt insecure about her ability to succeed. The insecure lock couldn't keep the door shut, apparently. Part of speech, adverb. Antonyms: doubtfully, questionably. Synonyms: evidently, obviously, clearly. Examples: apparently, she had already left when I arrived. His car was parked outside, so apparently, he was home. Apparently, the store is closed on Sundays. Sufficient. Part of speech, adjective. Antonyms: insufficient, inadequate. Synonyms: adequate, enough, ample. Examples: we have sufficient evidence to proceed with the investigation. His savings were not sufficient to cover the cost of the trip. Make sure you have a sufficient amount of food for the party. Appoint. Part of speech, verb. Antonyms: dismiss, discharge. Synonyms: assign, designate, nominate. Examples: they decided to appoint her as the new team leader. The committee will appoint a spokesperson to represent them. He was appointed to the position of director last year. Absolute. Part of speech, adjective. Antonyms: relative, conditional. Synonyms: complete, total, utter. Examples: the dictator had absolute power over the country. She demanded absolute silence during the performance. The judge's decision was considered absolute and final. Overwhelming. Part of speech, adjective. Antonyms: underwhelming, moderate. Synonyms: intense, immense, powerful. Examples: the support from the community was overwhelming. She felt an overwhelming sense of joy when she won the award. The task seemed overwhelming at first, but she managed to complete it. Hostile. Part of speech, adjective. Antonyms: friendly, amicable. Synonyms: aggressive, unfriendly, antagonistic. Examples: the two nations have been engaged in hostile negotiations for years. He received a hostile reception from the audience. The dog's growl sounded hostile, so we backed away. Position. Part of speech, noun. Antonyms: displacement, removal. Synonyms: location, situation, posture. Examples: she adjusted her position in the seat for more comfort. His position on the issue was clear from the start. The position of the sun in the sky indicated that it was noon. Typical. Part of speech, adjective. Antonyms: atypical, unusual. Synonyms: normal, standard, average. Examples: it's typical for him to arrive late to meetings. This behavior is typical of toddlers at this age. The weather in this region is typical for this time of year. Assure. Part of speech, verb. Antonyms: deter, discourage. Synonyms: guarantee, reassure, confirm. Examples: he assured her that everything would be okay. The doctor assured me that the treatment would be effective. I can assure you that the product is of high